Welcome to Cherryblossom Yoga. I'm Robin Dinerman. This is a half-hour Hatha Yoga class for beginning and continuing students. I hope you'll join me. You may want to do the class while seated, which is just fine. The most important thing is to breathe. Breathe in deeply and exhale completely. Recently, and unhappily, someone smashed a window in my car, and guess what they stole? You'll never guess. My yoga bag with my yoga mat and the yoga blanket and the book and the Bluetooth speaker. I mean, how could somebody look at a purple bag and think it was worth something, worth smashing a car window? So when I reported it to the police, he said, the cop, who was really, really nice, Montgomery County, he said, check Craigslist. So the first week or so I did check Craigslist for people trying to sell my yoga gear, but I bet they just threw it away. So in the process, I've started looking for yoga mats, because this one that I use here in Cherryblossom Yoga Land is a real old one, and I like the pattern, but I have another one that I use for my in-person classes. And what I learned is that probably in the last 10, 15 years, there's been so many advances in yoga mats. It was kind of ridiculous. There used to be some main companies, and they all sold the same basic mat, which was 5 millimeters thick, 24 by 68. But now you can get them by 72 inches long. You can get them lined with cork. They now make yoga mats that are foldable, and they come with their own little carrying case. And the prices run from very, very inexpensive, maybe $10, $12, which you might find at some outlet stores, to I saw one that was like $175 for a yoga mat. And there are some that get thicker and thicker. Some are made of rubber. After an evening of searching on the internet, I went back to the 3 or 4 companies I've been familiar with since the 90s, and I ordered a mat from one of them. And I thought it was a good price, about $28. That sounds about right to me. But when you're buying a yoga mat, the thickness does mean something. Now, I wanted something that was thinner because a lot of my classes are taught on cushy surfaces, like here. And if the mat is too thick on a cushy surface, you're going to wobble when you try to do any balance postures. So I picked a thin mat like I've always had, and I picked the shorter one because that's all I needed. If you are on a hardwood floor, you have some back issues, you might want to get a thicker mat. My answer to that is get a yoga blanket like I have over here. This one's made of cotton. It's a Mexican blanket. Very inexpensive. I was using, the one that was stolen was a polyester, which I used for years, many years. But this works as well. It's thin, it's lightweight. I can fold it up enough that when I'm in a seated position, I can elevate my hips, which helps me open up through the hip joints and allows me to feel more comfortable. So give a little thought as to what you're looking for. If you're looking for another yoga mat, you could always get 2 thin yoga mats too. That works as well. But I'm happy with the original, and we're going to do some yoga now. My classes often start with people socializing, which I like very much. So I kind of get classes going by shifting my weight back and forth, which warms up the ankles and the knees. I'm pressing my toes into the mat. And I'm just allowing myself to warm up very slowly hoping that the students start to pay attention to what I'm doing, and usually they do. So then I usually come into the Tadasana, the basic standing pose, and ask people to settle in and focus on the body, focus on your body, your breath, and that allows you to let go of competing thoughts or emotions which might be not want to deal with them at this point. You just want to refresh and renew your body, mind, and spirit by focusing on your breath. But let's get back to the opening movements. Here's one which I came across not too long ago, and I think it's kind of nice. It involves a little bit of balance and a little bit of coordination. So I have my right arm up, the toes of the right foot are up, and I'm on my right heel, left arm behind me. So I'm starting to warm up the shoulder joints and shifting back and forth. So coming forward, the left heel is up. Okay, left heel up, right foot completely down. It's a good way to warm up, get the circulation going. And it involves a little bit of focusing, because if you're on a soft surface, you can wobble a bit. So I'm going to change to the other side, where I've got the left foot in front. I'm coming forward, going back onto the right foot, left toes up and forward and back. And I don't think it matters which arm you have going. You might want to reverse the arms. I'm just doing what feels natural. It might be the opposite for you. So you can see you're warming up and you're starting to breathe with more awareness, and then coming back to center, focus on your center line. And pull the air into your nostrils, down your throat, and you have an imaginary center line, which may be through the front of your body, or it might be inside from the crown of your head, or it might be even your spinal column, which isn't perfectly straight. But if you think about all the energy wheels, the chakras within, they would go down in this straight line through your energy center. So I'm going to do some big movements, more with the arms again, lifting up, drawing big circles in the air, inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you come down. And what happens is that people tend to either look around or they look down on the floor, start dropping their head. So I suggest that you keep your gaze straight ahead. So even as you're doing this, you're thinking about your posture. Now let's reverse the direction, big circles going the other way. Notice what's going on in the shoulders, the movement of the shoulder blades, and coming down. And then alternate shoulders coming forward, scrunching them up under your ears. So now think about this. Your head is in line, not coming forward, your tailbone tucked under, and then we're going to make big circles with each arm coming forward. But you're not swimming the crawl, so you're not going to lean forward. You're going to reach as far back as you're reaching forward. Keeping yourself upright. And bring the backs of the hands against each other, pressing hard. And then inhaling, rotating the arms back, pointing the thumbs backward. You'll feel the stretching of the deltoids and pectoral muscles, the chest lifting and expanding, breathing in. And then exhaling, turning the other direction. And then opening, spreading the fingers, turning down. You could move the fingers around. But we talked in an earlier class about arthritis and doing these stretching exercises for your fingers, which I find very helpful. And then a soft fist. And then open up and reach and reach and reach. Reach for the ceiling. My right arm's going up, my right knee is bent. And now I'm shifting to the other side. Left hand goes up, left knee is bent. Now, you might be reaching forward, so try to bring the hand back a little bit, which changes your posture and your angle. And if you drop that knee, you'll get a nice big stretch all the way down your rib cage. And then reaching up with both hands, spread the fingers, relax the hands. Now flatten the hands, pressing the fingers together. And you're going to push the ceiling away or push the sky away. Take a deep breath. Now exhaling, tighten your belly muscles, let the air out and push upward. Feel your spine lengthening. Now your shoulders have probably come up, let them soften down, but keep the length in your arms and send the energy out of your fingertips. Let your arms slowly float down to your sides. And pause for a moment and notice how the arms feel. Maybe they feel lighter. Maybe your neck feels longer. However you feel, just acknowledge it. Make a mental note without criticizing yourself or judging yourself. Take a breath in. Now exhaling, lower your chin to your chest. Allow the shoulders and shoulder blades to sink. And feel the stretch from the base of your skull down your neck. And it travels down your back. Now slowly lifting forehead, nose, and chin. Level your jaw and turn your head to one side. Doesn't matter. But what matters is that your eyes look to the corners without dropping your chin. And then back to center, inhaling and exhaling, looking over the other shoulder. And we'll repeat on each side. One more time. So try to keep your mind focused on the in-breath, the out-breath, the level of your chin, placement of your eyes. Standing with the feet about 1.5 feet, 2 feet apart. I'm only 5'2", so I'm going to have my feet fairly close together. But for me, that's far apart, and I'm sliding the hands all the way down. Now at this point, if you're lifting your head up, let your head sink down and look through between your knees, between your legs. Now I'm keeping a little tiny bend in each knee, but I am enjoying a stretch of the lower back muscles and the hamstrings and the calf muscles. I'm going to shift my weight slightly to one side, bringing the knee directly over the ankle. and then back to center, and then to the other side, knee over the ankle. And shifting and shifting. So enjoying that nice stretch and also toning the muscles around the knees. Then, to complete this brain drain, pulling your belly as close as you can to the spine. Lift up your sit bones, allow your head to hang. And if you want, you can get a good grip on each ankle. Now, of course, if you're feeling any dizziness, slowly come out of this posture. We're going to come up with a flat back and bring the arms out into T position. Lift the back of your neck so there's no kink in the back of your neck, and then pressing your feet evenly into the floor and come up into star. And turn one palm up and bring it over your ear so you have a bit of a side angle stretch. And then to the other side. Back into star. And then if you like, you could move the feet heel toe outward a bit more. Now with this stretch, just like we did before, where you're really, really reaching and the shoulder comes up under your ear, you can lower the shoulder, but imagine the lengthening of your arm and your hands. Lifting up and folding the other way. So you can see it's more of a side angle stretch. And then you're folding this way. And try to visualize or feel this line going down the outside of your body, your gaze straight ahead. Back into star, back into side angle pose, reaching. Lifting up, lowering the arms, and either step your feet back together or you can heel toe inward. Now, standing in Tadasana or seated on your chair, close your eyes. Lengthen your spine, sitting as tall as you can, shoulders down. And notice perhaps your heart beats a little stronger. Perhaps you feel somewhat warmed up. Perhaps you've been having headaches all week and neck pain, and some of these movements have gently lifted the pain, released the pain. So now you're feeling more balanced and whole. Every so often throughout the day, if you can, do a body scan. Check your breath, notice how you feel. Pay attention to where you're holding on to tension in your body. Direct your breath towards the areas of tension and let them open up as you breathe in, and let them release the tension as you breathe out. We're going to take a short break from Cherryblossom Yoga, and we'll be back in just a moment.
might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. You may not even know you have it, but you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand. With early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to Cherryblossom Yoga. Come join me on the floor if you can, or if you wish to. I have taken my yoga blanket and folded it up, so I've got about almost 2 inches of thickness here that I can sit on. And what I do is I sit towards the edge of the fold, and then I'm able to lower my legs down a lot better than I could if I didn't have that elevation. I'd like to do some leg stretches now that I've enjoyed very much, but coming forward first. If you have your legs crossed, fine. If they're straight, fine. But just coming forward and stretching, because this goes more into the lower back and the area around the just above the waist, and you'll feel it a bit in the knees, and come back. So notice which foot you have in front. You're going to place it inside. So the stretching is a little bit different for the knees. Coming forward, arms parallel, and then come back. I love that stretch. Now another version is to have your legs out in a wide V, and here you're going to feel it in a little bit in the groin, but mostly in the hip area. So coming forward, walking one hand after the other, pressing your finger pads down, and then slowly come up. Take a deep breath. If you like, you can press the legs a little bit farther apart, because each time you do this stretch, you are opening up the muscles a bit more. They're getting a little warmer. And then come back, and then turn to one side. So I'm using this leg kind of like a lever. I'm coming down over the leg. Now I have long arms and a short body, so I can reach my toes. If you cannot, just reach as far as you can. If you have to bend your knee to reach your toes, I prefer that your leg was straight and you're holding on someplace higher on the leg. Now, I'm leaning toward my left side, and I feel my right side lifting up a bit. So I'm just going to put a little pressure here, and then roll that shoulder back, and look over the shoulder, and try to lift and lengthen. And allow yourself to relax in the posture, which really means if you're thinking about anything, it would be your breath. Now, as I'm softening into the posture, I can lean a little bit more. And I'm using my hand here to pull. So if you have your knee bent and your hand is here, after you've held the posture for a little bit, you might find that those muscles are stretched out enough that you can straighten. Now slowly come up, turn toward the other leg, slide down, reach where you can. Letting go. It's like we hold on with our minds. I can't go any farther, but let go with your breath. And then you can put your hand wherever, turn, look up, lift and lengthen. And come to center. And we're about to do the relaxation. Now, if you like, you can lie down flat on the floor, on the rug, on your mat, in corpse posture, Shavasana, or you can also sit in Sukhasana. I have one leg in front of the other, called shoemaker's pose. And my hands, the index fingers and the thumbs are touching, palms up or down, elbows in close, seated tall, and close your eyes. If you're on your back in Shavasana, the corpse pose, continue your deep breathing. If you're seated, sit tall. Wherever you are, bring your mind to your heart chakra. And breathing in, open your heart. And breathing out, let go of any emotional turmoil you might feel. Each breath brings you into a deeper and deeper state of relaxation. Enjoy this special space which you've created for yourself. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed class. It's an honor to be with you. I hope you're feeling wonderful and that you enjoy the rest of your day, your week, and have a wonderful life. Namaste.